Welcome, real estate friends. I'm so happy for you to join me today on this real estate journey. This is going to be the second post that I post, and it's one of the most important ones because in your early investment career or any investment professional, one of the most important aspects of real estate investment is identifying what market you want to invest in. There's a lot of considerations to think about when you're looking at a market. It's like job growth, rent growth, and other factors. But one of the key principles of finding a good market to invest in is finding a landlord-friendly state, and that's what we're going to focus on today. Is talking about what states are landlord-friendly, what makes them landlord-friendly, and then helps you identify what states you should look for opportunities to invest in. Landlord-friendly states tend to favor property owners by offering relatively lenient eviction processes, fewer restrictions on rent increases, and less stringent tenant protections. On the other hand, tenant-friendly states prioritize tenant rights and protections, often implementing rent control measures, longer eviction processes, and stricter rules regarding housing conditions. These differences can lead to a variety of things, but a mass disparity in markets from state to state and even county to county. We'll talk a little bit about that at the end, but that's an important note to note as well. That state and county laws are different, so you need to make sure you look into your county laws as well. Landlord friendliness of a state can change over time due to evolving legislation and court rulings. Some states are generally considered more landlord friendly than others. It depends on your preference because some investors like some things over another, and so you really have to tailor this to what you are looking for and what you want to invest in, and find a good place to invest in a good market. There's several factors that can make a state more objectively landlord friendly. Those factors include no rent control. You can raise rents however much you like. Low property taxes, pay less at the end of the year. No or favorable security deposit laws, free to set your security deposit to whatever you like. Speedy eviction process. Some states have a large 30-day eviction notices, and others have 0-day eviction processes. Additional tenant rights like repair and bill laws stating tenant can repair a part of the property in need and then deduct it from the tenant's next bill. COVID-19 related regulations still in place. Legislation put in place to protect tenants like eviction protections or price control. So these are some of the factors that make a state a little bit more landlord friendly. Now, the biggest thing, we're going to go over the top 15 states that are landlord friendly in no particular order. We're going to talk about what state it is, and then why it's on the list. So, a couple key factors for you to keep in note. And as a reminder, if you're watching this on YouTube, in the link in the description below, you can find a link to the blog post that outlines this content that we're covering today. So, if you want a written report of what we're talking about, so you can reference back in the future, back in the future, and later down the road. Then you can go down to my blog, and check out the written blog post about landlord friendly states. First state, Alabama. Why it makes the list: favorable eviction process with 7 to 14-day notice depending on the reason. Second lowest property tax rate behind Hawaii at 0.42%. No laws governing late rent fees, allowing you to charge however much you'd like, and then 60 days to return security deposits. It's pretty favorable conditions. Next state is Arizona. Why it makes the list: low property tax rate of 0.62%, fast eviction process, 5 days notice for unpaid rent. Wow, that's amazing. 5 days. That is phenomenal. 1.5 months rent security deposit. No rent control. Tenants cannot withhold rent for any reason. That makes it extremely advantageous. The next state we're going to cover is Colorado. Why it makes the list: property tax rate of 0.49%. Fast eviction process, 3 days for unpaid rent. It's faster than Arizona. No security deposit limit, can be returned in up to 60 days. No rent control laws, price related. The next state we're going to cover is Florida. Why it makes the list: no rent control, no security deposit limit, no return security deposit up 60 days in some circumstances, only 12-hour reasonable notice for entry. Georgia is next. Georgia makes the list because there's no rent control, no security deposit limit, lower than average property tax rate of 0.83%, no guidelines for eviction notice. Illinois is next. Illinois makes the list because no security deposit limit, up to 45-day return time for deposits, faster than average 10-day notice to vacate for eviction notices. Indiana is next. It makes the list because no security deposit limit, 45-day deposit return period, 10-day notice for evictions, and low 0.87% property tax rate. Kentucky is on the list. Kentucky is on the list because we have a no security deposit limit, between 30 and 60-day deposit return window, no late fee limit, low 0.86% property tax rate, and a 15-day eviction notice. Number 9 is Louisiana. Louisiana is on this list because there's no rent control, no security deposit limit, and 3-day eviction notice. I think that's the fastest we've seen so far. A 3-day eviction notice. I believe Colorado might have been the same. 3 days. Yep. All right, we did Louisiana. Number 10 is Michigan. Michigan makes the list because lease adjustments can be made with 30-day notice, a 30-day security deposit return window, and lax rental laws in general. Number 11, North Carolina. North Carolina is on the list because there's no rent control, low property tax rate of 0.78%, and a 10-day eviction notice, 0-day notice for lease violations. Wow. Number 12 is Ohio. Ohio's on the list because there's no security deposit limit, 30-day security deposit return period, and a 3-day eviction notice. Number 13 is Pennsylvania. It makes the list because 10-day eviction notice, high average rental income of $1,300. Number 14 is Texas. There's no rent control laws, no security deposit limits, 30-day deposit return period, and no rules regarding notice to enter for non-emergencies. And last but not least, West Virginia makes a list because low property tax rate of 0.57%, no security deposit limit, 65-day deposit return period, no repair and deduct laws for tenants, and a 0-day eviction notice. So there you have it. There's 15 states that are landlord friendly that you can take a look at. Now, I mentioned this a little bit before, and it's also important to note that cities and counties have their own rental laws that lay on top of any state laws. The result is that 2 different cities or counties within the same state can have vastly different rental laws. Don't just look at your state laws. Also compare your local counties so that you're at least familiar with the differences in rental laws between them. Well, there you have it, folks. Looking at landlord-friendly states. Hopefully this helps you in identifying a market that you want to get into and invest in. And as always, if you don't want to invest by yourself, you want to invest alongside me, feel free to reach out and subscribe to my investors list. You'll get first access to any deals that I'm doing, as well as any other additional notices of things that are going on and that I'm doing. So it keeps you up to date on what's going on. If you haven't done it yet, please like, comment, and subscribe on this YouTube video and channel. I'd really appreciate that. Feel free to share it with your friends and anyone that you find that is interested in real estate investment, multifamily specifically. Find yourself a good state to invest in, and good luck with your apartment hunting. Your fellow multifamily real estate expert, Connor Scott McCarl, out.